Tell me when you're ready.
We're good.
So, what does my culture mean to me? Is that the question?
Yes.
So my culture means a lot to me because with my culture I practice all things, especially we do a lot of practices that are important for my family, for my country. So everything we do is basically based on what I have been taught, and this is what my culture means to me.
To me, it means when you have traditions that you go to with your family, and you have special foods that you eat, and Christmas and stuff.
All right, my culture to me means something that I can identify with, something I grew up with, something I'm familiar with.
Okay, so my culture, I'm of a mixed background. My father's African American, but my mother is from the Cape Verdean Islands. But I am a Muslim, so all that kind of influences my culture. It means everything to me because my faith teaches me how to walk, how to talk, how to stand, how to be good, what to do and what not to do. Just how to treat people. It rules everything in my life on a positive end of a positive end of the spectrum.
My culture is all about family. It's about being together on the holidays. It's about spending time together. And it's about being with those that I love. Religion across the world should be about who you love, what you believe in, and finding those people who believe in things that you believe in.
What is culture? Culture to me is, the traditions that you have with your family, things that your family's been doing for generations. Maybe you go over and you have Thanksgiving dinner with your grandma or some of your close friends every year, or maybe every Sunday you go to church. I think that's what culture is.
Alright, so my culture for me means being with my family and just being respectful to other people. And also, I'm from a Romanian background, so we have different traditions that we celebrate where we try to go and help other people out that aren't as fortunate as us. And we try to always be kind and happy even when maybe things aren't going too well. We always try to have a positive attitude.
My culture is one that I love, of course, because it's mine. It's about my past and my family and whom I love everywhere, whether it's my neighbor or my aunt or my dog.
We oftentimes define it by this one particular set of circumstances, like where we're from, with our religious background or national background, whatever it happens to be. But I think we are all steeped in and swimming in so many different cultures that even when you characterize people by a particular culture, they're diverse from other people in that culture because they're a part of other unique cultures. So in the end, I don't necessarily think of it in terms of culture. I think of these things in terms of my own background and my own experiences, everything that has played a role in shaping me to be who I am. Not necessarily my religion, but my exploration and thoughts on religion and my experiences with other people and theirs. Not necessarily my family's background or where I come from, but all the places that I've lived and all the places that I've experienced and the people in those places and how they've shaped me. So, I find it difficult to reconcile the notion of culture because it seems to be almost too confining and defining of a person with a lot of inaccuracies. It's trying to identify your own identity, and that's made up of so many different intangibles. So I kind of struggle with the idea of an individual culture.
Okay.
In other cultures, which I'll use the one that I know most about. I studied Christianity and Judaism and just the culture behind the religions, and they just kind of teach me, more about myself, to know, more about what I believe and just how to, treat people equally. Everything. I really could go on and on and on for hours because I really enjoy studying what makes other people move, the way that my beliefs and my culture move in me.
So, in terms of thinking of other people's cultures, I have a similar difficulty. I try not to think about a person within the framework of a cultural context. I try to think about a person within the framework of who they are, and not try to see them through the lens of their culture specifically, because that too can provide a number of inaccuracies, because that assumes that all of these people from this one culture would respond to me in this particular way, which isn't necessarily true. So I think about who that individual is, and I'm sensitive to, you know, knowing if you're from this particular area, if you ascribe to this particular faith, then there's a propensity to view the world from a particular lens, but with a caution of not being too presumptuous about how that culture confines them or defines them. So, you know, I can see culture as a tool to guide people, but one that needs to be used cautiously, if that makes sense.
All right.
Does that help?
Yes, definitely.